Welcome to the podcast of Yoga and Lifestyle Medicine. Hope to find you well today. Remember, your diet is your first medicine. Your lifestyle and emotions are also good keys to work with to prevent and cure yourself. Today, I will talk about 5 methods to prepare your herbal medicine because it is also good to be able to prepare what we need. But to be efficient in the treatments and answer to our real needs, we have to know how to prepare them. These methods are called the Panchakashaya. Herbal medicine are generally prepared according to 5 basic methods and extraction: the fresh juice of the plant, called Svarasa, the crushed pulp or past of the plant, Kalka, decoction, Vata, hot infusion, Yant, and cold infusion, Ima. Juice is the strongest, cold infusion the weakest. The rest fall into a descending order of strengths. First methods, the fresh juice called Svarasa. Fresh juice is powerful health benefits of vegetarian fruits. The fresh juice of an herb is obtained by taking the fresh plant, crushing or pounding it, then straining the liquid through a cloth. A juicer may also be used for this purpose. This method is not used that often because it relies mainly on freshly picked herbs. Easily available herbs are aloe vera, ginger, lemon, lime, onion, parsley, etc. are also used in the herbal process, but the effects are best for wild or homegrown herbs. For dry herbs, a weaker juice preparation is made by taking the crushed dry herb or powder, adding twice the weight of the herbs in water, allowing to set for 20 hours and then straining the liquid for a juice substitution. The second method is herbal paste called Kalka. It is another method for using plants or seeds. The paste of an herb is obtained by crushing the fresh plant, but only to the point where it becomes a soft mass. It can be done with dried herbs, with the addition of enough water to create a workable paste. Such pastes can be made with honey, ghee, or oil, usually in double the amount of the herbs. Various raw sugars can also be used in equal amount to the herbs. Liquid substances work better with dry herbs, dry substances with fresh herbs. This mode of preparation is often used externally for plasters and poultices to promote the healing of wounds and sores. It may also be used as a basis for infusion and decoctions, and herb paste being prepared first and then cooked. All herbs can be used in this manner. The third method is decoction called Vata. Herbs are usually administered in the form of a decoction or hot infusion. The difference is that a decoction involves boiling the herbs over a low flame. A hot infusion involves cooking them below the boiling point, or steeping them, bringing them to a boil, and then removing them from the heat. The general rule for decoctions: 1 part dry herb to 16 part water, about half an ounce of herbs per cup or 8 ounces of water. Herbs are then boiled over a low flame until the water is reduced to 1/4 of its original amount. For example, 4 cups would be boiled down to 1. The herbs are then strained and the liquid is used as a prepared decoction. This process takes several hours or more and produces a stronger decoction than that usually used in Western herbalism. A moderate decoction requiring less time can be made by boiling the herbs until half the water is left. A weak decoction takes even less time to prepare since 3/4 of the water is left. The lesser strengths of these preparations can be balanced by taking or giving larger dosages. The resultant strong tea is then administered usually with other vehicles like honey or hot water. This is called Anupana. In Ayurveda, the herbs are only boiled once and then discarded. Some herbalists of other traditions boil them 2 or 3 times. This is possible particularly when the first decoction is of weak or moderate strength. The decoction method is most suitable for roots, stems, bark, and fruit, as are the portions of the plants require longer cooking to release their essence. The fourth method, the hot infusion, is called font, and for infusion, the ratio of herbs to water is 1:8. For example, 1 ounce herbs per 8 1 cup of water. In the hot infusion, the herbs are added to boiling water and allowed to set for a period of up to 12 hours. This again is longer than the required time used in Western herbalism. Usually 30 minutes of steeping is the minimum required for an infusion. The herbs are then strained and the liquid used. Infusion is better for more delicate plant parts, leaves and flowers, or more herbaceous, non-woody plants. It is also better for aromatic herbs like most spices because boiling destroys and dissipates the aromatic oil. However, many of these herbs can be cooked below the boiling point over a low flame for a long period of time. This may be necessary in formulas that combine roots herbs with flower or leaf. Otherwise, the more delicate herbs can be bedded at a later stage of the decoction. And the last method is cold infusion, called EMA. Cold infusion requires letting the herbs stand in cold water. Usually more time is required for this than for a hot infusion, at least an hour. It is also best to let the herbs stand overnight. This method is necessary for delicate and aromatic herbs, particularly those with cooling energy or refrigerant properties. Cold infusion is best for cooling therapy and reducing high pitta condition. Such herbs as hibiscus, jasmine, mint, and sandalwood are prepared in this manner. The infusion method is usually best for powders, as they release their properties more quickly than raw herbs. Cold infusion is better for anti-pitta action, otherwise hot infusion is usually best. I give you some additional methods of herbals. You can also do milk decoctions with organic milk, of course, but it can also be done with water. The classical method was to take 1 part herbs, 8 parts of milk, and 32 parts of water. The mixture was boiled over a low flame until all the water evaporated. For example, 1 ounce of herbs was used with 1 cup of milk and 4 cups of water. However, it is also true that smaller amounts of water can be used with certain herb cooked directly in the milk. This simpler, direct milk decoction can be done with powders. Milk augments the tonic and nutritive effects of herbs like ashwagandha or shatavari. It possesses demulcent properties and combines well with herbs. Example, comfrey root or slippery elm, for soothing the mucous membranes. With cooling effect, it helps to stop bleeding and reduces inflammation. It can also help to harmonize or work as an antidote in the presence of hot, pungent herbs. Milk may be used as a sedative, and it can be combined with certain herbs like gotu-kola or nutmeg to promote sleep. But you can also ask to me, what vessel can I use to make them? So according to Ayurveda, the best kind of vessel or pot to use for herbal preparations is an earthen pot. Earthenware combines naturally with herbs the same way plants are intrinsically a part of the soil. Ayurveda is not, however, opposed to the use of certain metallic vessels if their properties are understood. To reduce kapha, herbs can be prepared in a copper pot because copper has a scraping and reducing action. For pitta conditions, a pot of brass or silver may be used. These metals are cooling. For vata, iron may be used as it is heavy and grounding. Aluminum should never be used because it will be absorbed in the body as a poison. Preparing the herbs over a flame rather than electrical heat also helps increase their potency and renders them more assimilable to our agni. Wood heat is best. Thank you for your listening. Find me on the blog with other valuable informations for your health and in the website for various learning programs. Comment and share. I'll get back to you. Sharing this knowledge is also taking care of your friends and family. Let's create the world we want. It is also a way to show our love by sharing the informations. Take care of yourself.